Hi, I'm Craig Rowland, founder of Sandfly Security. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to use Sandfly's agentless Linux security platform to do traditional file integrity monitoring application on a Linux web server that you control. For today's demonstration, we've gone ahead and we've spun up a LAMP server in the cloud. This is a standard LAMP image. It's nothing we've done special to it. I've given it a basic web page here so you know exactly what it is that we're doing. We're going to go ahead and profile the system. Then we're going to compromise it so you can see the changes that actually happen, so you can see how the file integrity monitoring works. Now, Sandfly is an agentless product, which means we don't need to leave anything permanently running on your endpoints. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to scan the systems that we're interested in and saying that we want these systems monitored for any type of change that happens. We only have one system for today's demonstration. We're going to go ahead and pick our recon modules, and there's two in particular we're going to run for today. These are for the file attributes under the bin and the www directory. This one here is actually a custom module I made to say only look under the HTML directory under this specific path. We could look at any path, but for today we're just going to do the HTML directory. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. Sandfly is now connecting to the system over SSH. We're then going to profile the directories you instruct us to and pull over all the file attributes such as cryptographic hashes and so on. But more than this, most people are used to just standard file integrity monitoring, which we do very well. But we can also look for any new process that started, any new users are added, any new SSH keys, any new cron tab entries, any new system timers, and many, many, many other attributes in that system. So this means not only do we do traditional file integrity monitoring, but we can also spot fileless malware and other advanced attack techniques that might be happening on a system. This includes any system up to 10 years old, up to modern cloud deployments. We could work across all of them, even embedded devices. Now, what's happened now is we have pulled over all of our results from this system. And we essentially said, look, there's 1,500 files here that we're going to profile. And you can see here under the bin directory, this is the name of all the files that 1,500 files that we pulled over. And we said, essentially, these are what we expect this system to have on it in terms of file attributes. I'm going to go ahead and create a profile. I'm going to call this, let's see, Drift File Integrity Monitoring. I'm going to hit next here. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do host drift detection. And then I'm going to go ahead and say we're only going to apply it to any system that's tagged www. So for instance, if I apply this against 1,000 systems with that tag, all 1,000 systems would get that drift profile attached to it. So that way you can instantly detect any changes in any of those boxes. We're then going to hit a moderate hash match check, which basically means a stricter version of our file integrity monitoring. So any small change of a cryptographic sum is going to register. And at that point, the system's ready to go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log onto this box, and I have a test script, which I'm going to run, and it's going to compromise the system. And what I mean by that, if I go back to here, I've inserted a PHP backdoor on it. This backdoor can run any command I tell it to. And as you can see here, this is a standard marketplace image. It is not isolated at all. This backdoor actually gives me full reign of the entire hard disk. For this demonstration, I just pulled over the Etsy password file, but we can do anything. I can run backdoors on it. I can insert new users. I can do anything we want. But obviously, this is very malicious. We don't want to see this happen. So how do we get the results back? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select my new scan again. And today we're doing a manual scan, but you can also fully automate this. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select the same recon modules I used before. We're going to check for directory changes under the bin and www directory. And I'm going to hit finish. At this point, what's going to happen is we are again connecting to the system. We're going to reprofile all these directories you tell us to, and then we're going to tell you again, is there anything different than what we expect to see on that box? This could be any change. It could be a change to an existing file. It could be an addition of a new file. It could be the slightest change that causes a cryptographic hash to go a little bit wonky and show some type of alteration has happened. It could even be something as simple as an access or creation or modification date. Even no changes happening to that file, we could still show you that something happened to that file that you might not actually want to see happen. At this point here, the change comes back. The system is showing red, which means we have multiple alerts in progress. We have a couple things here. First of all, under www directory, we have a new file here called html_backdoor.php. If I click on that, you see the full file path we have associated with it, file hashes, who owns it, whether or not we saw it inside a container, because we do look inside containers, any file data associated, and so on. We also did a bonus hack on here too, because we actually inserted a PHP backdoor, but we use that PHP backdoor in another example here to basically drop a new file under userbid.sshd. At this point here, this file is showing as a new hidden file lying under the SSH D name, which probably means it's something targeting your SSH daemon. But in any case here, we could show you that essentially file integrity monitoring against two separate directories. It's very, very easy and fast to do with Sandfly's agentless Linux security product. Again, file integrity monitoring is just one thing. I encourage you to check out our other videos for full drift detection features available in our product. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our video. Please check out our other videos. I appreciate your time. I'm Craig Rowland from Sandfly Security. Thanks again, and goodbye.